So, well, the seminar is given introduction as to why I am here. But before I come to the point, to the topic, I want to ask a couple of questions which I am habituated to. Question number one: how many of you are here for the first time today? Can I just have the hands raised, please? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, how many of you are in the form of groups? 2 friends, 3 friends, are there anything like that? Okay, you are with how many? 3. Okay, and 4 of you. Great, mashallah. You are with 3. Okay. So how do you talk about this program? Brothers, you are the majority. Who will say question and tell me? You are right. Amir bhai, you are right. Amir bhai, mashallah. You are here regularly in the program. How many have been here? You are volunteering. Mashallah. Thank you. So, how about you? Okay, you got it. You have attended earlier sessions? Once, when? Okay, and you, brother? Okay, how do you talk about it? Amir bhai, mashallah. So today's hero is Amir bhai. Let us acknowledge him. I thank you all for taking this opportunity to come to this program. Because I am thanking you because if you do not come, you will not have people to talk to. And we will be deprived of this particular name which Allah subhanahu will give to few people to serve, to guide. This particular name is not given to all. I think not everybody will do that. If you want to do that, by the grace of Allah subhanahu. But if you people are not there, then you will not have opportunity to speak. So I thank you once again for coming. Now, how many of you have gone through the email which you about this program today? How many of you know what is the schedule of this program? Have written an email or SMS? Only one person. Okay. So rest of you, for you, it's a surprise. I think. Yes, no. Whatever is happening is a surprise. Okay. So, Brother Shamu gave a very good talk on. So, well, Shamu Bhai is a regular teacher of Urdu. If you have benefited by his sessions, then it is not the end of it. You can still keep coming and get benefited by it. Okay. And this part of the session is affected not by category council but by the foundation. However, the purpose is not different. The purpose is guidance again. Guidance in different form. Guidance which is not related to your academics, but guidance which is definitely related to your career. This is, as you know, the Quran Foundation is also a non-governmental organization, and this one of the bylaw of the Quran Foundation is to remove the misconceptions which people have about the Quran and the religion of Islam. We all understand that because of the situations, Muslims are being seen with a suspicion. People actually look at Muslims with suspicion. Forget about other people, even some Muslims look at other Muslims with suspicion. There are reasons for it. No doubt there are reasons for it. But the fact is, Islam or the Quran does not make people wrong. In fact, that has come to remind the system. People are going in a particular path. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the prophets, and finally Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the last prophet, Mohammad and he gave the miracle Quran to him so that the humanity comes on track. So Quran was revealed to bring the humanity on track and not to make it astray. Astray means going off the track. But unfortunately, because of some misconceptions, because of some misrepresentation, and because of some mistakes of people, it is being taken otherwise. उसका उल्टा हो रहा, जो होना चाहिए था उसका उल्टा हो रहा, isn't it? Islam is being named as or stereotyped as a religion which spreads violence or which is very rigid, very stubborn, etc. It's not it. So we have started this series of discussions so that we realize, see, our generation is little distant from the religious studies which our previous generations had. If you look at our parents, our father and the grandfather, they are more closer, they were more closer to the Islamic education when they studied. Right? But now we are actually deprived of it. So, and what's happening because of that is, we ourselves are not very clear. So if any issues happen anywhere, and there's a discussion happening on the social networking sites, or there's a discussion happening in the office itself or college itself, we are not in a position to take a stand. हम ऐसी सिचुएशन में नहीं है जहाँ पर जो है हम अपना ओपिनियन फॉर्म कर सकते और हम क्या है उसकी जो है वो साबित भी कर सकते हैं. We are not in a position. So this effort is to understand first of all, we need to be clear about our own faith, our own belief system. So with that particular intention, we have started the discussion. Inshallah, this will be helpful. Don't you think so? This is really helpful. So we have been at the same time. See, it's not only about talking about religion because that will anyhow listen in every day Friday prayers. And the speakers of the ulama will listen about Islam. Our intention is to relate the teachings of Islam, the life of the Prophet with the morning, the principles of the teachings of the Qur'an to the current life. हमारे जो प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, जो चैलेंजेस हैं, जो कॉर्पोरेट में फेस करते हैं या जो समाज में फेस करते हैं, सोसाइटी में इंटरैक्ट करने में या और दीगर सिचुएशंस का, तो how to manage that, how to use, how to take lessons from the principles of Islam and how to make our current life हमारे रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी है, मॉडर्न लाइफ से कहते हैं, उसमें जो है किस तरह से हमें वो बैलेंस कर सकें. That is how our education focus. So it is not a bias like that. Okay. So well, how many of you have attended any of these sessions earlier here by the Qur'an Foundation? Only 1, 2, 3. Qur'an Foundation में जो सीरत में चल रही है, तो उसमें ऑलमोस्ट जो है अब तक अटेंड किए हैं. None of you. ये मान. वो तो जो मतलब काफी है. You were not there. Not here. Okay. There. Okay. I am here. Programs are there. So I will see what to do here. Because we have been doing this program for the past 3 months. Okay. Well, so brothers, in the previous sessions for the past 3 months, what we have discussed till now, we discussed first of all what is Islam, then we discussed why. First of all, we discussed why a religion can't be have a life without a religion. Okay, then we discussed about what is Islam, and we have also tried to learn the beauty of Islam and the benefits of being following the religion of Islam. Then we discussed about the prophets who were sent to Arabia before the Prophet Mohammad in the morning. Then we discussed about the conditions in Arabia, how the situation was before he was born. There was idolatry everywhere. People were now not educated anyway, so then they were very rigid, stubborn, and aggressive. We discussed about the birth of the Prophet in the morning, the difficulties which he faced in his childhood and in his youth. We discussed about the way he used to do business. We discussed about the various characteristics he possessed. आपके जो सिफात स्पेशलिटीज हैं वो डिस्कस किए. Then we discussed about the marriage of the Prophet and the Muhammad. Then afterwards we discussed about the relation नज़ूल वही का जो आगाज़ हुआ है ये 14 the Prophet for the first time encountered Zubair al-Islam coming to Umar and revealing the first few verses of this holy book. Then we discussed about how people started coming into the religion. Okay, so just starting from that point, we can say that broadly classifying Islam from the revelation of the beginning of the revelation of the Holy Quran until the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam completed the spread of Islam. We can broadly classify it into 3 stages. Stage number 1, where the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam he was revealed, but Allah did not ask him to go and preach, go and call people into the word of Islam. Allah didn't ask. So the Prophet never invited him. He was practicing, he was worshiping himself. But looking at him, we will take a break for time so that they will not they get very good. This is important work that we can take about. So with this, take it out.
What are we, Jackson?
As Okay. Stage 3, where the Prophet will be upon him, starts spreading his now knowledge. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks him to get up and warn them of the hereafter, what may happen if they do not follow the right path. So the Prophet will be upon him, started preaching Islam to the common masses. Now what happened after that? What happened after that? Any idea? When the Prophet started preaching Islam over here, did people accept it wholeheartedly? Did you okay? We were waiting for somebody to say that. You know, you might have heard somewhere. What happened? Not money in Makkah still, because they did not do the migration. The people were not very welcoming, isn't it? They were resisting the teachings of the Prophet. Why? Because they were already worshipping so many gods. They were having around 360 gods, and every day they used to worship one. And the Prophet with the warning was preaching what? Worship how many gods? Worship only one God. At the cost of 360 gods. So if I tell you, give me 360 rupees, I will give you only one rupee, only like that. So the Arabs at that time were thinking materialistically, number-wise, quantity-wise, not the quality-wise. Okay, for the God Almighty to be God Almighty, He doesn't require supporters. If He requires supporters, He is not God. And He says, Subhanallah, meaning our God is pure. Pure from what? Pure from impurities. Sweat is impurity. So are we referring to the God of Subhanallah because He doesn't get sweat? No. We refer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as pure because being dependent is an inability, is a disability. Can I remove this chair without holding it? Without touching it? Because we are also people for others. Isn't it? If I ask somebody, what will happen if you get educated, you got a degree of engineering or an MBA and you are not getting a job, what will happen? Then my relatives will start telling stories about me. Happens or not? Don't you feel like that? If you are qualified, educated, you are not getting a job, what will your relatives think? They will call names. Isn't it? Now, our relatives bad. The answer is, if somebody in our relations also does not get a job, we will do the service for them. We will give the service. We actually do that. So it happens to us. If you don't want that to happen, we should first stop doing that. It may happen even if you do not do that. Isn't it? Because when troubles can come to the prophet to the economy, they can come to us as well. There is no doubt in that. So the point is, most of all, we shall correct ourselves. We shall not call people by names if they actually if they pay. Because we may also pay and we don't want them to do the same to us. Even if that is not the intention, Allah will not appreciate that. Isn't it? On the sidelines, although not very directly into what we are talking now. We have the other day, one person asked me a little bit, I gave him a sitting on the back of my bike, and he was little, what should I say, not very sharp. By his language, I don't make out. He is working in a shop as a salesman, and as soon as he started, and he started talking to me, and he was sharing his problem. I'm facing this problem. Something is there. What do you think this is? What shall I do? So he started asking questions, and I felt that this guy is having some problem out there. He is not feeling the equipment. That's what happened. I wanted to build his self-confidence. After getting down, what generally happens is we start telling the problem. First out, mind. Sorry? Apart from that, he's expecting something from me. Right? No, so banda पहली बार तो जब आपने बात है, it happens with me also. If I say Sallallahu Alaihi to go to the result, they are asking because sometimes we are seeing that elders also asking, this is that I was going from there and this happened and this we will see 100% because I want to go there. So I saw, I don't know if this was such a long time also, but at least 5 times I went to a situation where I wanted to shake hands with people and the moment that I was asking me something, I felt by their facial expression. So it's common to think, I thought my mind, I thought this guy is doing something for me. Then he got down from the bike, he didn't ask me anything, and he said, my legs are also paining and I'm not actually finding a good slipper to wear because my legs are out of shape, he said. Then I wanted to build his confidence, so I looked at his legs and his was perfectly alright. They were in good shape. See, our legs are little different from each other. Some of the shapes are too different. We may not like their legs. You say, oh, my leg is beautiful than theirs. Especially in the Urdu and so when you look at unfortunately when you look at the leg of the other person standing beside you, then you may get a thought that, oh my God, my leg is much more beautiful than his. So I told him, see, I look at this one. What's wrong with your leg? I have seen people whose legs are too bad in shape, I said. To my shock, you know what the devil said? He said, I wanted to build this self-confidence, I wanted to build this self-esteem, and I said, आपके पैर अच्छे हैं भाई, लोगों के तो खराब होते हैं, तो he won't be that. You shouldn't say like that because Allah has given it. So just imagine the level of iman he has. Alhamdulillah, may Allah increase his iman more. So another thing is, if we are calling names to people for whatever reason, about their face, body structure, or about their ability, whatever, let us understand that who made them? Who made them? Allah subhanahu made them. So if we are calling them by names, it means we are calling Allah by names. Answer question. Was Allah having a limitation of making only some person beautiful and some other person beautiful? Was there a condition on him? No. He chose to make like that. He wanted to make some people like this, some people like that, some people like that. In fact, if we go from America to guy, will you please give me your mobile phone? I just want to call because my balance is over. What will you do? You may get me a few days without because Nigerian frauds we are being used in going through so many ways that Nigerians are committing so many frauds. Isn't it? Online transactions, mobile phone, these and all, there's so many things. So Nigerian coming to you and asking you this, you will be skeptical and you will not share your mobile phone with the people. Isn't it? So this identification is also important. So the point is, when something wrong happens to us, let us not be envious of Allah because struggles have all along the Prophet to be upon you also, the companions also, and others also. If I don't get a job, if my boss shouts at me, if my colleagues ridicule me, criticize me for something, let us understand that Prophet to be upon him brought noble cause, the true religion of Islam, and even he was ridiculed. So me, a person who doesn't come in count also, if he tells something and people make fun of it, people ridicule it, shall I be bad about it? Yes, no, maybe? Not at all. Am I with you all? This is yes, this is no. Okay, so if you are agreeing to me with the point, we will do like this. Okay? Nobody is doing that. Okay? It's not like this. Although I have learned somewhere, I don't know whether it is true, in some country or South Africa, there is one place where people do like this for yes and like this for no. I will now see the face. We are doing this yes. Yes? Okay, so you will please do that and hope you will recognize their things. Okay, so this is what we have to so many operations. So to take a caliph, people put it between. Then, whenever he used to speak, the language, they used to start clapping. And then clap making sounds. So that his voice is not heard. The people, those who are interested in the stock. If somebody does that, what happens? We put our face. Although our boss is not as big or as noble or as good as the Prophet to give us boss, but we put our face. So are we following the religion given to us in the name of Islam? Or we are following the religion which is defined by us as Islam? Then let us understand that. We need to understand. And we need to change our behavior wherever possible. And see, this realization itself will not make things happen in a flash. Overnight we will not be easy. Even after understanding this point, we may get angry. But we will be said as sensible if we start reducing that occurrences. Okay. So let us start practicing what the Prophet has practiced and showed. If Allah wanted to reveal the Quran, he would have sent the book like divided by some prophets. They said, if you are real with the Prophet of Allah, go and get us a book. Don't reveal whatever has happened. What is this? What is this? Get us the book and we will read the book and we will do it. You know, a man is responsible for how many women? Number 4. Who are they? Who are they? Who are they? And daughter. If somebody's father passes away, the father has passed away. So I am responsible for my mother's bread and butter. I am responsible for her shelter. I am responsible for her clothing. Although I do not do that because my mom gets the pension of my father. He was a government employee. But the point is, I am responsible for her. Yes, no, as a son. So a son is responsible for the mother's food, shelter and clothing. For his wife's food, shelter and clothing. If there is no father, he is responsible, and his sister is not married, he is responsible for his sister's food, shelter and clothing. And for her daughter, he is responsible for his food, shelter and clothing. Is the woman responsible? Yes or maybe? No, not at all. Imagine the husband is a daily wage earner, labor है, घंटे पे जाके बैठता, जॉब मिला, पोस्ट मिला, फिर डेली कमा के लाता. Wife is filthy rich. Okay, she has got imagine, she has got a palace and she has got two cars, one built and the other proceedings. Imagine, who is responsible for the food in the home? The man is responsible to feed her. Is she liable or required to give some of her money to the husband? Absolutely no, zero. Her property is her own property. She need not share. Does she need to cook for him? The answer is no. He needs to feed her. If he says, I will not cook, then he has to put a cook, or he has to cook on his own and feed the wife. But the wife is not obliged to cook for the husband. She says, I am not going to wash the clothes of your children. That is my own children also. If the wife says so, our children. If she says, I am not going to wash the clothes of your children, what shall the husband say? What shall he say? Okay, no problem. Let me wash it. He shall either put a washer for that purpose, or he shall do on his own. He is not supposed to ask his wife to wash the clothes off, let alone him. This is the liberty, right, power given to the woman, Islam. Property. How much power, how much share she has got, anybody can give? एक बाप के अगर समझिए एक बेटा दो बेटियां फर्क है. He dies leaving 100 rupees, leaving 1 lakh rupees. How much they should share? You know the answer. 25% for girl. It's not 25%, but whatever share the son gets, half of that share the daughter will get. After giving away the whatever other things done have been done, if the share of the children is 1 lakh rupees, then the sisters shall get 25,000 each, two sisters, and the son shall get 50,000. What the word will tell us? How bad? Woman only half, 25%. And son will 50%. Islam is biased. What the world fails to understand, or what we fail to tell, is the sister having taken the 25,000 rupees is not required to share the money with her husband nor with her brother. Nobody. She is the owner of her own property. On the other side, the husband, if he gets 50,000 rupees, he has to take care of his wife, his children. If there is a mother, he has to take care of her. He has to take care of all the things. If the sister is unmarried, well, the property is divided. 25,000 each, sisters and brother 50,000 rupees. Sisters are not married. They need not share a single rupee. Out of 50,000 rupees, he has to feed them. He has to protect them, provide food, shelter and clothing. So is Islam suppressing women? I am asking you. Or giving the rights to women? We don't know. We don't know actually. It is good that, but we don't know this. We don't have the knowledge of this. So what happens? Somebody tells us that we say, oh yes. I think I don't know why it is like that. Will you tell us it? Yes, no, maybe. Yes. There are so beautiful logics, so beautiful reasoning. This religion is not some religion which was carefully thought about by the Prophet and he wrote it in the Quran. This is the real we need to understand these differences so that we can put this point. First of all, our own understanding. कभी-कभी क्या होता है ऐसी चीजों की वजह से एक्चुअली अगर हम क्लैरिफाई ना हो तो हमारा वो ईमान डगमगा जाता है. We start thinking that I think this is an outdated thing actually. This should be cancelled. ये ऐसा तो मानना इससे पहले ये चीज होता था तो कुछ लेटेस्ट चीज नहीं है. Yes, no, maybe as thoughts are this one. What is the solution? What is the solution? Knowledge is the solution. That's why what was this? What the first we read? Meaning what? Read. Read. We have actually given that. So how can we debate? How can we discuss? How can we correct? It's not that. See, I'm not saying this discussion shall be there so that people become like me. That everybody be like me because because I follow Islam, everybody shall do that. This is a sick thinking. I say you invite people towards goodness because it's good for them. That makes sense. Not because I am doing it. Because if I am doing that, this and I talk about this, tomorrow if I am not doing this and doing something else, I have to call people towards that. So for the ideal situation is I call people towards what is good. And for that, for calling them towards what is good, and to justify what I am calling towards, I should have knowledge. Just of course that I thank you all of you for being here and I request you to keep coming here. Do you have any questions for us? What we have discussed here? Any issue which is coming to you when you are working in your company or any issue which is coming to you when you are studying or like all the doubts or you have a doubt or you have something about Islam which is actually troubling you will have an answer to, please ask it. If I know, I will be glad to answer. If I do not know, we both will strive and get the answer to the message and we must get the answer. So any question is there in your mind which is actually taking you for some time or it has come just now. So ऐसा सवाल जवाब if you have one and you are not sharing that then you are doing injustice to your brothers. Brother, there's something out there. As I told in the initial part of the session and last class we discussed, we are discussing about religion, how to live this in the corporates and in the common masses. Okay, not what is happening within us. Okay, वो अंदर की बात है, isn't it? We are talking about what's happening outside. Okay, I'm not going to talk on that. It's not right here. This is the place of worship. It's not ideal, although I'm not subscribing to that point. It's not the place of worship. One who wants to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is welcome. Isn't it? That's ideal. We have no calls. Okay, that's not part of a discussion but this is my opinion. Anybody else in the discussion? In the context of contemporaneous, we stop here for the time. This Jamaat at 2 o'clock order, it is flushed.